Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. If you're not new to my channel, you do know that I love making a lot of Dollar Tree oriented content, hauls, makeup tutorials, reviews, all that kind of stuff. And there are so many products that I love, both with makeup and household and just all kinds of things. But today I'm going to be sharing with you a few products that I don't like to purchase at the Dollar Tree. And recently I did a video where I tell you makeup items that perhaps you did not know that you could buy at the Dollar Tree, because they've gotten fancy over the last couple years, I feel. So I will link that down below, as well as that entire playlist. And again, if you are new, welcome to my channel. I do hope that you will join me and hit that subscribe button. It helps me and my channel out so much, especially as I get closer to 1,000 subscribers, or what I like to call 1,000 Dollar Divas. So definitely hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And also, if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. So I'm actually wearing all Dollar Tree makeup on my face. This is just kind of another holiday look that I did. And I also tested out some new to me Dollar Tree makeup that I found last week. So if you want to hear the items that I do not like to buy at the Dollar Tree, definitely keep on watching. So the first item on the list is batteries. I have tried with batteries on more than one occasion. Now, granted, batteries work. They do work, but they literally will only work for like a little while. I've actually recently, or over the last several months, switched all my AA batteries over to rechargeables, because that's primarily what I use. I mean, I need the occasional AAA every now and again, but primarily I use AA's for a lot of stuff. So I have all rechargeables in that department, and they work good. It's really nice to not have to throw away all these AA batteries all the time. I do find that, like in my remote control for my TV, if I have a regular pair of batteries in there from like just the drugstore or the grocery store, they will last a really long time. The rechargeables I get about 2 weeks, and Dollar Tree batteries are about the same in my remote, which I think a remote does not use a lot of energy. It doesn't use a lot of battery power. But the beauty with the rechargeables is I can take them out, recharge them, and I actually always have lots of batteries already charged and ready to go. But yeah, Dollar Tree batteries, like I said, I don't feel that they're really worth the dollar. They work, but they will not work for a long time. And so I feel you're just better off buying like a generic brand, like a CVS brand or Rayovac, or, splurge and get the Duracell or the Energizer, or, rechargeables. I just think that that's just one of those things at the Dollar Tree that just really isn't up to snuff, and you're just gonna end up wasting and having to constantly repurchase, and have given it so many chances. But yeah, that is just one thing that I do not like to buy at the Dollar Tree. So another thing that I don't typically buy at the Dollar Tree are laundry products. Mainly because I have those high efficiency washer and dryer sets where you need to use laundry detergent and laundry products that have the HE symbol on them. And a lot of the stuff at the Dollar Tree that comes in bigger jugs just doesn't have that. Now, you can buy small bottles of like Gain or some name brand things that I would be able to use. But I just think that's one of those things where I don't think your dollar really goes very far, and you can find a better deal by buying a bigger container at your Walmarts or your grocery store or something like that. Now, I do buy fabric softener at the Dollar Tree, and I use that for my wigs. I soak my wigs in them, my synthetic hair pieces and wigs, and as part of their maintenance and care. And I will sometimes buy dryer sheets. So anyway, yeah, laundry products are just one of those things that I just don't feel at the Dollar Tree that you're getting a good value. You know what I mean? So that is something that I definitely splurge on and buy elsewhere. Another item that I do not like buying at the Dollar Tree is aluminum foil. I usually just stick to a generic from Walmart or the grocery store. I also split kind of my time between using non-stick foil and like regular foil. Like I use non-stick for certain things, and then I use regular foil for everything else. So a roll of foil, like regular aluminum foil, lasts me kind of a while, because I try not to be wasteful with it anyways. And at the Dollar Tree, I mean, I know you can get like the brand names, but I just don't feel like the value of it is really good. I'd rather just get a generic at a grocery store, because I feel like you do get a lot of bang for your buck. And so I don't feel like you usually get much if you get like a Reynolds or something like that at the Dollar Tree. And definitely like the Dollar Tree brands that they have there, they are paper thin. They're just not very, very good. So I just don't mess with them. Now the plastic wrap, on the other hand, is a different story. I will occasionally buy the plastic wrap at the Dollar Tree. Like, I don't even know the brand it is, but it's kind of the Dollar Tree brand that they have, and that's really not bad. But the aluminum foil, I've tried, and it's just not good in my opinion. So another item that I don't want to say do not, but I have not bought at the Dollar Tree, and no matter how I try, I can't quite bring myself to, is skincare. And by skincare, I mean serums and like face lotions and eye creams and stuff like that. Now, I have used some masks from the Dollar Tree, and you know, I think as a treat, that's kind of a fine thing. I'm just talking about those things you put on your face every day that you depend on to prevent and get rid of crow's feet and age spots and all that kind of stuff. I want to try this stuff so bad. Like, I've heard like the Bolero brand is really good and things like that, but I just haven't been able to bring myself to do it, to let go of my really good, either my high-end or even my decent, affordable skincare. I just can't quite seem to let that go. You know, maybe I will try it someday. That way I can at least let you guys know. But I haven't been able to bring myself to do it yet. Now, I will buy like hand creams. I do know sometimes they have like little containers like of like brand name cleanser, and they'll have like Freeman, and they'll have certain brands that you can get. Wet n Wild, I think, has some skincare, and you can find those things. So that's not really what I'm talking about. And they'll have Pond's and Dove and different things like that. I'm just talking about like your Dollar Tree brand skincare or stuff that you find there regularly like that. Like I said, I just haven't been able to like bring myself to use like an eye cream or a serum or a face lotion and move away from the stuff that I love that I still wish kind of worked better. So I don't know, I just haven't been able to bring myself to do that yet. So, but maybe in the future, I just haven't as of yet. So another product is anything electronic. By that I mean night lights, phone chargers, Christmas lights, anything like that. For $1 at the Dollar Tree, for some reason, I don't know, I just can't trust it. I don't know, like, I will buy things like cheap at like other stores, but for some reason, I just can't bring myself to buy anything like that from the Dollar Tree. So yeah, you know, I mean, there's not a whole lot to be said here. It's kind of a boring subject, I think, anyway, all that electronic stuff. Yeah, but basically, like, anything you would plug into a wall, I just can't bring myself to try yet. Now, that doesn't mean anything that's like battery operated. I've seen where they have like face brushes and like lights that sanitize your phone and all that kind of stuff. Battery stuff, not so much, but definitely anything you plug into a wall, I'm just a little bit afraid. But I'm a little bit afraid of that kind of thing anyway, kind of no matter what. Like, I'm one of those people, I go on vacation and I unplug everything. So I'm a little bit crazy with that anyway, so it's nothing against Dollar Tree, but yeah, I just can't bring myself to buy anything that plugs into a wall at the Dollar Tree. So another thing that I don't really buy in general, but for some reason, if I did buy them, I wouldn't buy them from the Dollar Tree, and that's like vitamins. So by vitamins, I mean, you know, your vitamin A, just any kind of multivitamin or anything like that. I'm so skeptical anyway about like vitamins that if I was gonna get them, I would probably get something that in my mind is a little bit more expensive and perhaps better quality, because I really do doubt their effectiveness anyway. And that's just me personally. I know a lot of people might disagree with that. But yeah, so if I did purchase vitamins, and when I do, I do occasionally like purchase like supplements of different kinds. And from the Dollar Tree, I just have a hard time thinking that they're of a certain quality. And they're just something that you ingest and all that kind of thing, and that kind of worries me a little bit. I will take an ibuprofen or something like that, like for the occasional times that I take like an aspirin. It can be something from the Dollar Tree, like that does not bother me at all. But yeah, as far as like vitamins of any kind or nutritional supplements, if I do on a whim buy something like that, I usually will buy something that does cost a little bit more. So I get a couple more items, and I'm sure I'll come up with more of these in the future, so there'll probably be a part 2 to this at some point. So the last 2 items on this list today, so anything that is scented that's not like a name brand. I always kind of grew up with my dad really being like, you know, anything that has scent is not good for you. It's chemicals, it's this and that and everything. So, but of course I use stuff that's scented. I use detergents, I use those scent beads you put in your laundry. I use scent like wax melts and candles and perfume and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But there is a point where I do start to get a little comfortable, like if it's used in excess, like excess air freshener or like Glade plugins to excess or anything like that. Like if it's too much, I start to get a little worried. But I do get a little bit more worried if it's things that aren't like name brands. So like if I see like a Renews It or a Glade or something like that at the Dollar Tree, I'll pick it up and again, use it sparingly. But if something is not really like a name brand, I'm a little bit fearful to use it and have it constantly in the air and all that stuff. And like I said, I know that we can't prevent all these things that we breathe in anyway. We're breathing in dirty air outside every day, but still, I guess, you know, it's like a mind thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, anything that's scented that's not name brand. And the last thing on today's list is certain kitchen utensils. Now, I run to the Dollar Tree for like plastic spatulas, plastic ladles, all kinds of kitchen utensils I will use, especially if like quality isn't important, you know, just things like that that you just use and you go through, and if you spent $3, it's gonna wear out just as easily as if you spent $1. You know how like plastic spatulas will kind of melt at the ends a little bit. It doesn't matter whether you spend $1 or $3 on them, if they're not like the silicone that's pretty much indestructible. But certain things like I don't buy at the Dollar Tree, or anything that you really need to be like a really good quality. Like I do have a good set of knives and like cookie sheets and things like that that do get a lot of wear and tear, that you do need something of a slightly higher quality. Usually I will stay away from anything like that from the Dollar Tree, just because I know it will have to be replaced constantly and that kind of thing. So like I said, there are so many things kitchen-wise that I run to get at the Dollar Tree. Like it's like oven mitts, and like oven mitts are like something that's where I get them like exclusively, because I could literally pay $8 for one or $1 for one. So yeah, oven mitts are like definitely like a go-to, but other things, and like I said, I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but I would say like knives and like cookie sheets and things like that, I definitely want a little bit of a higher quality. That way they can withstand the test of time a little bit. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I will have my entire Dollar Tree makeup and haul playlist, or actually it contains every Dollar Tree video that I have ever made. I will have that playlist linked down below so you can binge watch those videos. So if you did enjoy this video, show me you did by hitting that like button. It helps me out so much. And what are some things that you don't like to buy at the Dollar Tree? Especially if you are an avid Dollar Tree shopper like I am, and I buy so many things from there. What are some things that you don't like to buy at the Dollar Tree? Definitely let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.